Hello, Forecaster here, and welcome to a new series called Forecaster's Detours, in which I will take a look at games that I don't intend to make Let's Plays or streams of, but still want to share my thoughts on. Um, so it's going to be a single video per game, and the first game is, of course, ChromaGun. Now, ChromaGun was released on Steam back in February, and I hadn't actually heard about it until I received a key for it from the developer and publisher Pixel Maniacs, asking me to cover it on my channel. And that is what spawned this new series. Um, the game is a first-person puzzle game, and it's pretty much impossible to not compare it to Portal. You have a gun-like device that you use to solve rooms to advance to the next room. And that's pretty much where the similarities end, however, because as you can see, the gun device is centered around colors and not portals, obviously. And I didn't go into this game with the highest of expectations. I expected it to be pretty simple. I mean, it's just colors, right? And I was pleasantly surprised. The game was a lot deeper than I thought it would be. It had a lot of mechanics that I didn't expect, or probably would even have fantasized about if I were to speculate. And it was incredibly fun. I played through the entire game in one sitting. It took probably a few hours. And the puzzles were sufficiently challenging. I even got stuck on a few of them and had to try different things to get through, but I had fun all the while doing it. And if we go into the chapter selection, you can see that I've played through the entire game. You can see what the chapters are called, I guess. And we're going to start the game over from the beginning. And there's a narrator who talks, but I'm going to talk over him. If you want to hear what he's saying properly, you should play the game yourself. And I'm going to play through a bit of the beginning and explain some of the mechanics instead of the narrator. Now, one of the complaints I have is that the narrator says sensational a lot in the beginning, which sounds a little forced and becomes kind of annoying. The other complaint is that at a point of the game, which I will not show, the game slows your speed down to this speed and forces you to move at that speed for a while. And that seemed kind of unnecessary and was also kind of annoying. So here's the first gun we get, and it only has the yellow color. And the way you solve puzzles, generally, is by using these bots. The bot, as you can see, is attracted to the panel of the same color as itself. And currently the puzzle just involves moving the bots out of the way so we can advance. We color bots and wall panels with our single color. And the game introduces new mechanics at a pretty steady rate. Like I said, I didn't really expect there to be that many things you could do with this. Please walk towards the exit again. One of the mechanics you can see is the bot will position itself in the middle between multiple colored panels when they have the same color as itself, which is also used to solve certain puzzles. And these beginning ones are, of course, pretty easy. Pretty much breeze through them, especially since I've already done this once. Dangerously radioactive isotopes, and they become more complicated later, especially once we unlock the other two colors of the gun. And it then keeps introducing new obstacles and other kinds of mechanics. One of them are electrified floor tiles, which you can actually see hinted on one of these screens occasionally. Here we have one of the mechanics. The first new one we get introduced to, of course, is the floor switches. And you can see that it is connected to this door, and when I step on the switch, the door opens. Now you can never run over a switch and make it to the door before it closes, even if the switch would be here. I think you can do it if the switch is right here, because you can get into the door before it starts closing. So what we have to do, obviously, is make the bot stand on the switch or hover over the switch.
Sensational.
We had a similar thing here.
Understood the correlation between
and here we get a little more complicated. We need this bot to stand on that switch, which opens this door, allowing us to get around to the exit. We can also see how the colors mix there. And here we get to use the averaging mechanic, where the bot will stand in between two colored panels, if they match the bot, of course. We also have these cameras, which kind of follow you around. It's kind of similar to Portal. If you shoot them with the gun, you will knock them over, but they don't really do anything. And yeah, I don't really have much more to say about this game. Like I said, I'm not going to show too much of it because I don't want to spoil it. I think you should experience it on your own if you are interested. If you liked Portal, you're definitely going to like this game. If you like puzzle games in general, you might also like this game. Now, this is a new kind of bot, and as you can see, when I shot it, it became aggressive. And touching it will damage me, and if I take too much damage at once, I will die. Now we have the switch over here, and the bot, of course, when it was over there, wouldn't have seen this panel, so it would have stayed there. And I lured it over here by having it chase me. And when it saw the panel, it went for that instead of me, because the panels have a higher priority. Now we are introduced to color mixing, which is pretty simple. You shoot something that is already a color. Now, if you try to color something too many times, it will turn to this inert brown. And you can see an example of this here. Both this bot and this wall panel are brown, but the bot is not attracted to the panel. So brown things don't attract anything, or aren't attracted to anything either. This is pretty simple. So is this, and here we need to make this panel inert so the bot is attracted to the other one. Same thing here. You can see that this brown bot is not attracted to the inert panel either. And shortly we will be introduced to, now we get the new gun, which has the colors, all of them, and we need to use that. We can use the number keys or the scroll wheel. I tend to use the number keys to switch colors because it's more precise, of course. So now we can make things any color we want. Now, if you make a mistake, like if I were to do that, however, for example, I can't really fix this. If I try to shoot the bot again with any color, it will turn brown and will be completely useless. So what I have to do now is restart the puzzle. Now there are two ways I can do that. If I go into the menu, you can see it says restart level there. It also says hold C, which if I hold C, it will fill out this symbol in the bottom, and when it's completely full, it will restart the level. So restarting levels is nice and quick, which is a big plus, because it means you don't waste time, and loading times are also very quick for game or for the levels, especially when a level has already been loaded. Restarting it is pretty much instant. So here we need the bot to be in between these green panels, so we obviously need to make it green. And we get a little more complicated here. We need you to be orange, and we need to lure you over here. We need you to be purple, and we need this panel to be green. And here we have some decorative bots that aren't really doing anything or useful for anything. There's also some decorative things around the levels, like this. Here we have a red bot, which is shielded, so we can't change its color. This is a little more complicated puzzle. We need to get you over here so we can go through here. We have some doors here that will not open from this side. Here we have another new mechanic. We have a field. We can shoot through it, but we can't walk through it, and the bots can't walk through it either. We're obviously going to have to do that to open this door. We'll advance over to here. We have a bunch of inert bots and a switch. And we are now on the other side of these doors. And these doors will open when we get close to them. And they will then stay open. So obviously what we need to do here, and it actually took me a little bit to figure this out, you need to get in here, release that bot from the wall panel by making it a irrelevant color, and then lure it over here to this panel to have it open this door for you. And here we get some more mixing. Pretty simple. Here we have a timing-based puzzles, which you will encounter occasionally. So the bot, we can't color this. Actually, what we can do, I just realized, is do this. You can use the averaging mechanics. What you can also do is just color this panel and then run through this door right when it opens and then closes as the bot moves over the switch, which is what I used to do. But now we can just make that panel a different color and we'll move off of that switch onto the other one, opening this door. And here we have another example of this. We need this bot to come over here again. Closes that door, but we don't need that anymore. And then we also have an extra red panel here, which we started with, which we need to disable. And the bot should be on its way. They're kind of slow, but that is a good thing when they are chasing you. You don't want them to be fast at that point. So here we have a little more complicated room, and I'm not actually going to solve this, because I'm going to stop here. I highly recommend this game if you are a fan of puzzle games. In particular, if you like Portal, because this is very fun. It was, like I think I said, the puzzles were challenging. Some of them I got stuck on and had to retry multiple times to solve them and have a walk around the level. I highly recommend that when you get into a level, you walk around. Even if you see an aggressive bot right by the door, you don't shoot it immediately. And then, because I quickly learned that it is a lot nicer to walk around the room and see and check out its layout and maybe figure out the solution before getting chased by anything. But yeah, so I'm going to sign off here. You should try out this game if you are interested. There will be a link to the Steam store page in the description, of course. And I will see you in the next video.